everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Barbara and I'm so happy that you are here today because after a long time we have a TBR video, and this one is especially exciting because it's Orilium Autumn Equinox TBR video. So first things first, if you don't know what Orilium is magical readathon hosted by G over at bookworms. I will link it down below so you can check it out for yourself if you would like to. It is a 1 month long readathon. It's very like role-playing kind of readathon. So you create your own character, and this character goes to a magical school and follows a certain calling, and to complete this calling and to study for the calling you need to pass some classes, and for that you have some prompts that you need to complete by reading books. So we are here today to talk about the autumn equinox, which is the more difficult equinox, taking place in September and the entire month. I am following a very challenging calling, the Bookworm Druid. This is my third year as Bookworm Druid, because first year I followed the Beastmaster, and then the Bookworm Druid was released the second year, so then I switched to Bookworm Druid because this one was just a bit more exciting. Here we have 5 subjects, but quite high marks that we need to reach in it, many of them. So that there is total of 12 books that I will have to read this month. And here I have printed out all the prompts, so we can just follow through and see what books I'll be reading. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So first class for Bookworm Druid is I need to reach D in animal studies, so that is 3 books for animal studies. So for this, first one is for ordinary. We'll be studying hatchlings, and the prompt is a debut book. So here I actually went from one to another book and I changed a few of them. But the first one I was really thinking about and I really wanted to read is Sword of Kaigen, which now reminds me I need to put back on hold at the library. I had this in my hands just earlier today and I had it from library, but it was a really long book, so I was already quite intimidated by it. But I did love another book by this author. I love the Blood Over Brighthaven. So I was very intrigued because many people love Sword of Kaigen more than Blood Over Brighthaven. So I was excited. And this is the second time I had the book from the library, but I just did not get to it again. So I have to put a hold on it in the library again and wait another 6 months approximately, because it's very popular and people really want it. So anyway, I did return it to the library today because I had it only until tomorrow. Tomorrow I had to return it, so I would have to already, pay a fee for returning it late. And then the Orilium book clubs were released, or the book club books were released, and that book that was for the Order of the Crescent book club just did not fit any of the other prompts where I had a book that I did not have to read this month. That means that I decided to use a scroll for this prompt. So first prompt, and we're already using scroll. We are using the scroll of, I believe it's called Scroll of Exchange. Let me check. Yes, Scroll of Exchange, where I will be reading a different book for like where I can exchange prompts. Or so instead of a debut book, I'll be reading a different prompt. And so I'll be reading Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher. And what prompt it will fit in? I think many prompts, so I will figure it out as we go. One of them would be Sun on the Cover, or let's see, something that I don't have. Circle on the Cover would also work. Borrow from another TBR, because everybody in the, everybody in my guild will be reading it, or many people in the guild will be reading it, so that it definitely counts. And many more. So I'm not gonna go through all of them that it would fit, but I will figure out when I get to it, and when I get actually the book physically from the library, because I'm still waiting for it. So that is my first book. The second book, or second prompt for animal studies, is a sequel, which is we're going to be studying Baby Dragon Care. And a sequel, I decided to read a sequel to Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. This is a special edition, this is like a limited edition, I was trying to get the second one, but I can't find the second one in the special edition, so I'll be listening to it. I have it also on my Kindle, so I have options here. The second book is called Anne of Avonlea, and yeah, it's a quick read. I loved this one. It's also a bit nostalgic because my sister used to watch it a lot when I was a kid, so I just, you know, watched it by default, pretty much. And so yeah, this is, or not this specific one, but the sequel to Anne of Green Gables is what I picked for this one. Third book, third prompt for animal studies is for Distinguished. We're going to be studying Elder Dragon Care, and the prompt is last in a series or last available in the series. And for this, I first panicked because I don't have any series that I could finish. But then I remembered that there is one book coming out in September that is a last in kind of like freestanding series. Like for every book kind of stands on its own, but they have one main character throughout all the series. And that is The Secret of the Secrets by Dan Brown, which is the newest story of Robert Langdon. It's set in Prague, mostly, or starts in Prague. And that's all I really need to know. These are usually stories of, usually thrillers, where we follow some kind of religious, art-based story or mystery. So that's, I'm super excited. I love these books. They are so much fun. So I'm really excited to read this one in September. Dan Brown is also going to be in the book fair that I'm going to at the end of the month. So they'll probably be talking about the book. So that's also why I really want to read it as soon as possible. So that is it for animal studies. Next up, we need a Q in Art of Illusion. And here we have then two prompts. First one is for ordinary biome manipulation, and the prompt is autumnal setting, either on the cover or the story. And for this, I was convinced by Natalie to buddy read the sequel to Bewitched with her. We read this together last year as a buddy read. I still have the tabs in. This is Cozy Fantasy by Lucy Jane Wood. I think the second book is kind of like a freestanding as well, like it is set in the same world but different characters. And I enjoyed this. Very nice autumnal setting, or like autumnal book about a witch who is struggling to learn witchcraft and is really not trusting herself and is trying to find herself. I enjoyed it, but very forgettable to me. So I didn't plan to read the second one, which is called Uncharmed, but Natalie convinced me to read it. I don't have it physically because I do not like the European cover. I love the American cover a lot more, and that one is much harder to get by here in Europe, so I'm not ordering it physically at the moment. I'll be listening to it on audiobook. I don't know what it is about, but it's a cozy fantasy around witches, so I'm all in. For qualified, we are going to be studying Smoke Screen, and the prompt is technology on the cover. Here again, it was a little bit of a journey. First, my first intuition or first thought was The Life Impossible by Matt Haig, because there is a ship on the cover, and I thought ship is technology, right? Yes, it is. But I feel like this is very summary read, or I would feel like it is summary, and somehow I just want to sit down with this and enjoy it rather than speed read through it. And I sometimes, like I usually have Matt Haig in Orilium, but this time I just did not feel like it was right for some reason. So then I had a different one that was like, okay, maybe more autumnal setting or more autumnal vibe. Instead would be The Last Murder at the End of the World by Stuart Turton. This is the author of The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, which I absolutely loved. And here is a lighthouse, which I think is technology or uses technology. And then there is like a cable car, which definitely is technology, so I thought this would be perfect. At the end of the day, I kind of settled on a book I need to read for Herkiat instead. Herkiat. Also, I will link down below if you would like to check it out. It is hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. There is one challenge where you're supposed to read a book for every month, really, and read it within the 60 days of the publication. So either before as an arc or after, 2 months after the publication. And so here for August, I should be reading one that I got from NetGalley. It is called The Truth is in the Detours by Mara Williams, and there is a car on the cover, or at least front of the car, so that definitely works. It has great ratings, 4.32 on Goodreads. And what it is about, in this sharp-witted and poignant novel, two former friends with a complicated history are thrown together on an unexpected road trip where old lies unravel and new truths emerge with every mile marker. Ophelia Dahl has just buried her beloved father when she finds among his personal effects a blindsiding document. The mother Ophelia thought died 30 years ago isn't dead after all, she abandoned her. But how could she, and where is she now? With some neighborly help, Ophelia's going to find out. Bo Augustine is an acclaimed author and Ophelia's childhood bestie turned teenage nemesis, still chafing after all these years. As luck would have it, Bo's current project, Family Deceptions, is set to take him across the West Coast. Ophelia has a brilliant Bo's book. Her life, win-win. In a Subaru filled with baggage, they hit the road. Despite detours, dead ends, and old grudges, Ophelia is desperate to unravel a lifetime of lies, and Bo's research is a little more personal than he's letting on. Mile by mile, they are getting closer to their truths and to each other than they ever thought possible. I think it sounds great. I love the cover. So yeah, I'm going to be reading that for this prompt after this long journey of what to read for this. So that is it for Art of Illusion. Next we have O in Astronomy, so Ordinary in Astronomy. Only one prompt then, studying invisible stars, and the prompt is character with an invisible illness. And here it was again tricky, because that's usually not something that is just written in the synopsis, or not that often. But here I got a recommendation to read I Hear the Sunspot by Yuki Fumino. And this is the first book in a series. It's like a first volume. It's a manga. So I'm really curious to see what I think. It should be a quick read. And it says, yes, because of a hearing disability, Kohei is often misunderstood and has trouble integrating into life on campus, so he learns to keep his distance. That is, until he meets the outspoken and cheerful Taichi. He tells Kohei that his hearing loss is not his fault. Taichi's words cut through Kohei's usual defense mechanisms and open his heart. More than friends, less than lovers, their relationship changes Kohei forever. Sounds interesting, so I'm waiting for this one from library as well, so I don't have it physically right now, but that should be a quick read as well. Next subject we have now D in Restoration, so all three prompts in Restoration. First one is Outstanding Unbroken Focus. We'll be studying Unbroken Focus Tincture, and the prompt is Single Point of View. And for this one I picked a book that I have to read. I was supposed to read it this month in August, but I'm going to be reading this month, in September instead. What month is it? I don't know. But it is Dawn by Octavia E. Butler. This is my book club book for July and August, so we will have our live show about second week of September. And I haven't started it yet, haven't gotten to it, so this is a must. This will be one of the first books I'll be reading. We already had a few books by Octavia E. Butler in the book club, and they always are very well received by the book club members. We really enjoy them. So Dawn sounds like a very good call for the book club as well. What it is about. When Lilith Iapo wakes in a small white room with no doors or windows, she remembers a devastating war and a husband and child long lost to her. She finds herself living among the Oankali, a strange race who intervened in the fate of humanity hundreds of years before. They spared those they could from the ruined earth and suspended them in a long deep sleep. Over centuries, the Oankali learned from the past, cured disease, and healed the world. Now they want Lilith to lead her people back home, but salvation comes at a price. To restore humanity, it must be changed forever. Sounds amazing. It's a sci-fi, I think, with aliens, and I'm really excited to get to this one. Okay, next step for Restoration is for Qualified, and we'll be studying Continental Remedies, and the prompt is generate a random country 5 times and pick a book from there. So I'm going to edit here, but we did this during the live show that I host on my Discord before every Orilium Equinox, where we come together and we plan and help each other pick TBR books for especially the more difficult prompts. And so we did this during the live show. So here are the 5 countries. We've got Latvia, Turkmenistan, Canada, Solomon Islands, and Luxembourg. And so from this obvious choice, because that seems the easiest, is Canada. And for this I decided to read the 3rd book in Anne of Green Gables series, because I remember when I finished Anne of Green Gables, I wanted to immediately continue with the second one. I just didn't have time at the time, so I didn't. But now, if I have the option, I definitely want to. The third one is called Anne of the Island, and I have no idea what that one is about, because I need to read the second one. I've never read this series before, so this is the first time reading it, even though I've seen the TV show, the one that was published long time ago. I haven't seen the new renditions, but yeah, the third book in Anne of Green Gables will be read for this one, because the author is Canadian. So this time, this country generator treated me very nicely. They gave me Canada. Last time when I had this prompt, it was not treating me this nicely, so I'm very happy. But last prompt in Restoration, for Distinguished, we'll be studying Magical Rehabilitation 101, and the prompt is give an author a second chance. Here again, first I planned, I'm not sure what the author is, Laura Dave. She wrote the book The Last Thing He Told Me, which is like a thriller kind of thing, and it was very quick read, but I did not enjoy it at all. I think I gave it like 2 stars, and I was like, this was not good. I don't understand why it's so popular. But I thought, because there was a new thriller from this author, quite popular again, I feel like the first one was so quick to read, so I was like, okay, I can give this a second try. I'm not sure what the name of the book is that I plan to read. I can put it up here. But then again, on our live show, where we were planning, I was convinced to attempt another Murder Bot by Martha Wells. And I read the first one, I listened to it on audiobook. It was also for one of the Orilium Equinox, Equini, I don't remember which one. And I just was not convinced, so I never really continued, but one of you, Jess, is obsessed with Murderbot and convinced me to, give this a second chance. And I didn't take that much to convince, because I know they are easy to read, they are very quick, it's like they are kind of novellas. So this one is 160 pages long, so perfect for a readathon where I have to read 12 books, which I don't remember last time I read 12 books in 1 month. So it's a huge challenge, so this was actually a welcome suggestion. Murderbot, it's a sci-fi set on some other planet. I don't know if it's Mars? I have no idea, no. It is a dark past, one in which a number of humans were killed, a past that caused it to christen itself Murderbot, but it has only vague memories of the massacre that spawned the title, and it wants to know more. Teaming up with a research transport vessel named ART, you don't want to know what the A stands for, Murderbot heads to the mining facility where it went rogue. What it discovers will forever change the way it thinks. So the main character is this robot, and yeah, we'll see what if I like this one more than the first one. And then we move on to the last subject for Wolfram Druid, and that is shapeshifting. Here we also need Distinguished, so 3 books. The first one is to learn about camouflage practice, and the prompt is genre blend. So a hybrid like, for example, fantasy and horror, or cozy and mystery, and so on and so forth. And for this, I picked up from actually a bookstore, specifically for Orilium, Orbital by Samantha Harvey. This is a Booker Prize winner in 2024, and it's a short one again. It has 140 pages, and not a sci-fi, but this one, it seems to be, or it's presented as a combination between sci-fi, literary fiction, and philosophy, or like philosophical literature. So I'm really curious about this one, because I do love sci-fi that is philosophical. It says, life on our planet as you've never seen it before. 6 astronauts rotate in their spacecraft above the Earth. They are there to collect meteorological data and conduct scientific experiments, but mostly they observe. Together they watch our silent blue planet, endless shows of spectacular beauty witnessed in a single day. Yet, although separated from the world, they cannot escape its constant pull. News reaches them of the death of a mother, and with it come thoughts of returning home. The fragility of human life fills their conversations, their fears, and their dreams. So far from Earth, they have never felt more apart. They have never felt more part or protective of it. They begin to ask, what is life without Earth? What is Earth without humanity? I think this sounds absolutely amazing. So I'm curious to find out what this one is. I'm really excited. Next prompt, or for qualified for shapeshifting, we'll be studying analyzing DNA, and the prompt is read a book that has a title that starts with the letter D, N, or A. And for this, I have two options. I have not picked one yet because I guess we'll see what I feel like more in the moment. But one of them is Anxious People by Fredrik Backman. I adore Fredrik Backman's writing. I absolutely loved Bear Town. I really enjoyed A Man Called Ove, and also every day the way home gets longer and longer. And yeah, I'm curious to see what this one is. People really seem to love this one. It's New Year's Eve, and house strict estate agents are showing people around an upmarket apartment when an incompetent bank robber rushes in and politely takes everyone hostage. For Annalena and Roger, busy buying up apartments to fill the hole in their marriage, it's something else to talk about. For Julia and Ro, panicky parents-to-be, it's yet another worry. Lonely bank manager Zara only came here for the view, while 87-year-old grandmother Estelle seems rather pleased by the company. As the police gather outside, the anxious strangers huddled within try to make the best of a very sticky situation, but could it be that they have a whole lot more in common than meets the eye? And Fredrik Backman just is absolute master of words and combining the funny with the heartwarming and heartbreaking, and I just can't wait to read this one. And then another option for this prompt is G's Book Club book by Holly Jackson. It's called Not Quite Dead Yet, which is some kind of thriller where a woman is attacked, and according to the doctors, she has only 7 days left to live because within 7 days, like she had such a major trauma on her brain that she definitely is going to get a devastating aneurysm within 7 days. And so she takes it on herself that in the 7 days, well, I'm not quite dead yet, I'm going to find out who attacked me, who wanted to kill me. And I guess find justice? I don't know. It's some kind of thriller. It's Holly Jackson, who wrote A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I still haven't read that one. This one is for adults though, so it's the first adult book. I've never read anything by Holly Jackson yet, so I'm quite intrigued. We'll see if I get to it. I have an audiobook of it. So I'll see which one of the two. I think like this one sounds a lot better to me, but we'll see what I need in the moment. And finally, the last prompt. We'll be studying formation doubles, and the prompt is multiple POV, multiple points of view. And for this, I picked, you'll sense a theme, is My Friends by Fredrik Backman. And why I have two books by Fredrik Backman on this list is because Fredrik Backman is going to be also at the book fair that Dan Brown is going to be, and then I'm going to at the end of the month. And they're going to be talking. I imagine they're going to be talking about this book because this is the most recent book. And yeah, so I got the hardcover, so I hope I'll get it signed, but we shall see. And this one is, I have no idea. In the corner of one of the most famous paintings in the world, 3 tiny figures sit at the end of a pier. Most people don't even notice them. Most people think it's just the depiction of the sea, but Louisa, an aspiring artist herself, knows otherwise. 25 years earlier, in a distant seaside town, a group of teenagers seek refuge from their bruising home lives by spending long summer days together. They tell jokes, they share secrets, and they commit small acts of rebellion. These lost souls find in each other a reason to get up each morning, a reason to dream, a reason to love. Out of that summer emerges a transcendent work of art, a painting that will unexpectedly be placed into 18-year-old Louisa's care. Determined to learn how it came to be and to decide what to do with it, Louisa embarks on a cross-country journey, but the closer she gets to the painting's birthplace, the more nervous she becomes. In this stunning testament to the transformative timeless power of friendship and art, Louisa is proof that happy endings don't always take the form we expect. Again, Fredrik Backman has absolutely stunning writing, the way he's able to portray certain situations, and I like to describe it, or the way I felt when I read Bear Town. With his words, the way he writes it, he doesn't say it specifically what's about to happen, but the way he phrases some sentences and the way he leads you to feel this dread coming, it's very similar to the way you have in a movie, when it's completely innocent scene without the music, but then you add the music to it, and suddenly you can feel dread, like something horrible is about to happen. That is what was happening in Bear Town, where it was completely innocent scene, and then he just added one sentence to it, and it just happened like, oh my gosh, something horrible is about to happen. So I absolutely fell in love with Frederick Backman's writing, and I'm really excited to read this. That concludes the TBR. So yeah, that is 12 books. I don't know the last time I read 12 books in 1 month, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm going to be hosting weekly challenges, so every weekend, Friday to Sunday, we'll have a challenge. Lots of sprints, both here on YouTube and on Discord. You'll be encouraged to get rewards. We'll be encouraging each other on the sprints, in the chat, to kind of like, this is my goal and this is what I want to reach, and when I reach this is the reward, kind of thing. It usually works a lot. In last weekend like that, I read like 580 pages or something, which I never happened before to read that much in 1 weekend for me. So that is the only way to get through this. So that's what I'm gonna be doing in September. I also plan to weekly vlog. Hopefully that works, even though that is a lot of pages I have here. So we'll see. But I have these books here physically with me for that Orilium. This is not as terrifying as it actually is, because this is only 5 books of the 12. And then others are on audiobook, or I'm waiting from the library, so this stack should be a lot bigger. If we put here like Rewitched instead of Uncharmed, and we put Anne of Green Gables instead of the 2 of those, see, that's 3 books on top, and it's already starting to look daunting. So it's a lot, but I'm really excited to go back to Orilium. Can't wait. It's gonna be such an exciting month, where I'm also going to go to the book fair, so it's twice as exciting. And yeah, that's it for this video. I think it's been long enough. 12 books, yes, it has been long enough. So let me know down below what books you'll be reading, or what calling you are studying, and if you are graduating this year, because it is 4th year. So if you stuck with the same calling from the beginning, you are graduating this year. So let me know what year you are in and what calling, and what book you are most excited about to read this month. And otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful Orilium Autumn Equinox, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!